What is going on, YouTube fam? Welcome to another video. So for this video, we're actually at one of my personal properties as an investment property that we did a lot of work to. So originally we bought this home back, I want to say in 2022, and it was going to be an Airbnb property, and it still is, by the way, an Airbnb property. And we rent out the main home. This property came with a really cool feature and why I was originally drawn to it in the first place, and the fact that it had a massive lot in the back. And you know, coming from South Florida, where properties and lots for that matter are super expensive, when I found this property, which is in Central Florida, and the prices at the time were a little bit better, I was really impressed and really motivated to buy this home, because not only did it come with a renovated home inside, but it also came with an expansive backyard that I always had plans on expanding and building upon, and really just combining the main home with the lot itself. I couldn't really think about what I was going to do. So for the first year, we just rented the main home as we thought about different ideas, and as we kind of bounced different ideas back and forth. Finally, we came to the realization, especially with the Airbnb bust, if you will, our Airbnb prices and our occupancy rate, just like everybody, started to come down. So we were thinking about new and creative ways that we can increase the revenue, and therefore putting the backyard and the lot in motion, and the development of that lot became primary. And that's what we're here for. For the last couple months, we've been going back and forth with certain ideas and projects, and even the development of the lot itself. And finally, we are at the final end of the project. I'm coming back to it just to get it ready, and we're going to launch this baby probably in the next week or so, if that. So I wanted to share some of the cool features that we've done, some of my ideas, and really for you guys to really follow along on the journey as we start to rent this property, as you know, bookings start to come in, and just see if it worked. We've invested a ton of money into this renovation and a ton of money into this expansion, if you will. And this is going to be a first time for me, coming from a multifamily property owner that does long-term rental properties for the most part. Short-term rentals are not something that we tend to do a whole lot of. Now, at the time, I wasn't doing a whole lot of it. Let me just rephrase that. Now we do a lot more short-term rentals, and we manage a ton of short-term rentals for my clients. But at the time, I was a multifamily long-term investor only. So getting into the space of the short-term rentals and the hosting and the hospitality experience was something new. Now we're seasoned in it, and it's been a lot of fun. It does have its drawbacks, as you will, but like every type of real estate, it has its own drawbacks. None is really better than the other, I could say. They're just different, and it really just suits your personality. And I think this one is starting to suit my personality more, my creativity side, and just expressing myself, whereas the long-term rental stuff kind of really doesn't. It's more vanilla, but I like that. There's also a time and a place for just predictable, good cash flow that comes in, whereas the STR, it's a lot more volatile, but when it's up, it's fun. It's a ton of fun. So with that said, not to belabor the point anymore, let me go ahead and show you some of the really cool features that we've done, and I'll put some B-roll, and more importantly, I'll show you what the lot used to look like. I think I have some videos. If not, I definitely have photos of it, so I'll put that somewhere here on the video, and what it currently looks like, which is probably what you're seeing now, so you guys can compare and contrast the difference. And I think, to me, night and day. So I'm super excited to get this thing launched. Again, you'll be along for the journey, but until then, let's just talk about really what it is. All right, first thing is the house. So before, this was the backyard of the house, and this was the back door of the house, if you will. And back then, there was really nothing. A lot of this was grass, and not even good grass at that. Had a lot of different holes and sand in it. It just didn't look great. Now what we did is we did this great paved walkway, which has not only amazing trees on the side of it, but it also has a light fixture. So at night, this looks beautiful. We would rent this thing, and there wasn't really much to do, or really anything to do, in the backyard. So we added these beautiful pavers and this great walkway lined with trees on each side. And then now at night, they have an amazing light feature, so that at night you can have a better, different atmosphere. And it just really lights up the place, no pun intended, but it really just lights up the mood, if I'm being honest, and just makes it a ton better. So now you get to the side of the home, and we installed this great fire pit. So for just moments where you wanted to spend time with family, friends, loved ones around a fire, that always seems to be pretty cool and peaceful. So we thought it would be a nice feature to add, so you'd have some of that concept around the backyard and the entertainment space. The whole idea was to provide a little bit of everything, from just conversational, from just atmosphere, from fun to practical, and different types of amenities, which leads me to one of the first amenities, which I always thought was pretty cool, which is a very small putting green. Nothing too crazy, but I do think that it is a conversation starter for sure, and just something to do to kill some time. We will be adding, of course, you know, the clubs and everything that you need to do this. So basically everything's ready for you at your fingertips. But I do like how it plays against the pavers and just the overall landscape, which we decided to go with just rocks. For very easy landscaping like maintenance, but also I kind of do like that Keys vibe, and you see that a lot in the Keys. So if you're from South Florida or you know the Keys, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I wanted to give it more of that like island coastal type of vibe, and really just Keys-esque, if you will, and that's what we were going for. On this side, we installed a volleyball court. So again, just a nice practical way to kill some time and have fun and just spend time with family and loved ones, have a few drinks. And then here, it's not done yet, but this week we'll be installing a barbecue and some sort of pergola, put everything together and just combine the spaces, combine obviously the amenities and, you know, what people like to do most, sharing a good time, sharing a meal, and sharing some drinks. Now on this side, we also added an RV, which I thought was a super cool feature. Let me show you how this works. So in the RV, there was different options to choose from. We decided to go with this one that kind of felt to me a little bit more homey. I think this barn door, sliding door feature kind of got me. I just think like it's very like, I don't know, brickle, apartment-esque. I thought it was pretty cool, modern and sleek. So you have a full functioning bathroom, obviously in an RV, and then pretty much a full kitchen, from a sink, a stove top, an oven, a fan, and a microwave. And then, you know, your own little dining table, and then a refrigerator here. And plenty of storage room. And as you guys know, if you come from the RV and camping world, obviously I don't have to tell you, but all of this is multi-purpose for sleeping arrangements. And then you have the main bed here. So nothing too crazy. It is modern. I kind of like that feature. And it just provides a more glamping type of experience. So instead of you spending time at just the traditional run-of-the-mill home, Airbnb home, which there's so many of them, it's saturated, we all know that market. Now the idea is to provide an alternative in which you can spend time and more of an amenity-centered glamping experience, which some people tend to like and are looking for. So that's at least the idea with this concept. Whether it works or not, you know, is up for anybody to decide. We'd have to just see how that all comes about. But I think that from the numbers that we've ran and the investment that we've poured into this, we should be looking at a pretty solid return and making sure that we make our money back. But at the very same time, just provide people with options. And I think this home was lacking that. It was a great home. I think we decorated really nice inside. We've gotten great reviews. We have good occupancy. Even with the bust, we still kept our occupancy above 90%. So everything was solid. The one thing that I always complained about, and my biggest gripe, was the lack of amenities and the useless backyard that we had at the time. And now I'm super happy with how this came out. Again, like I mentioned, it's 90% done. There's some stuff that we still need to kind of do around it. But now this upcoming week, we'll be finalizing the last touches. I did want to get this video out here before. And yeah, just bring you guys along for the ride as we continue to expand and grow on this property. But yeah, guys, like I mentioned, other than that, it's just about sharing the progress. Super excited about this venture. It's something different. We haven't gone into this type of foray in investing in terms of the short-term sphere. We went long-term rentals and investments, like I've mentioned, multifamily properties, to a single-family Airbnb, now to a little bit more of like what I consider to be the traditional Airbnb experience, which is providing unique stays and alternatives to guests. And so I'm kind of excited to get into that foray and just see what that's all about. We're still investing in multifamily. It is still something that I enjoy doing. But it is nice to change it up in a while. And not only that, but provide my audience and the people who follow me and fellow investors, which is really what I make these videos for, other investors who we can bounce and share ideas with, what the numbers are going to look like and how the progress shapes out. So that if you're in the market to try to buy something like this, or you're trying to get into the Airbnb space or even the long-term space, you can see whether it's working out for us, whether it's not working out for us, what's better, what's providing a bigger return, what's more of a headache, because let's face it, you get a great return, but if it's not worth your peace of mind, then don't buy it, you know? So all these things are super important. As we manage properties and as we invest in properties, like I always like to tell our investors, we usually try it out first on us. Let us take the hit on the money. Let us see if that's a successful strategy. And then we implement it to our clients, which has always worked out for us, and why long-term rentals have been so successful for our clients, because we first started to buy them and then we started to share those wins with our with our clients and helping them find something to replicate the process that we were doing. And it's been a win-win for them and for us. So, and we just feel secure about it. I don't want to provide an investment to somebody that I wouldn't myself buy, or I don't think that it would work, or worst case, I don't know too much about, to be honest. So I don't really like to talk about things that I don't know that much about. So if I'm talking about glamping experiences, I need to get into that space, and hopefully that's a new option that we can offer to our clients. And let's face it, to us, I mean, opens up a new avenue of options that we can look at instead of just multifamily, which you guys know has not been easy to buy lately. I do think seller financing is coming back, but it's a topic for another video. Anyways, if you guys found value in this video and like to know more about this series and see how our first bookings go, how the amenities work out when we finish the entire lot itself, and how those numbers pan out, I'd be happy to make a video on the return and the investment itself. And then if you guys have questions, obviously let me know in the comment section below. And as always, follow me for more info and real estate content like this one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, as I'm always posting content on a weekly basis, especially real estate related content, as you guys know. So with that said, thank you guys for tuning in, making it this far. See y'all next week. Take care and God bless.